Captain America, The Winter Soldier. I'm very late with this review, but that's pretty typical of me. And I figure better late than never, so here it is. I really liked this movie, actually. I was very satisfied with it, so this review is less critical than is typical for me, and more just me saying the things I liked and why I liked them. Okay, let's start out with our protagonist here. I've enjoyed seeing Chris Evans as Steve Rogers since the beginning, but through a combination of better writing of the character and Evans growing in the role, this is the best depiction of Captain America we've seen so far. Steve in The Winter Soldier felt more mature to me, more secure in his actions, and a little bit more confident. A particular highlight for me was the speech that Steve gave to the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents at the Triskelion. This was the first time that Steve really felt like the hero that all the other heroes look up to, which I think has been missing. That and the Smithsonian exhibit really helped to make it feel like Steve Rogers is seen by the world as this living legend, and I don't think that was quite there in the Avengers. One of the things I really enjoyed about this movie was how well done the supporting characters were. It's easy to notice when you watch Black Widow in this movie how much more personality she has than she's had in her previous appearances. She's not just Black Widow, the super spy anymore. She's Natasha. She's this woman with spunk, a fun sense of humor, and a little bit of a playful side. I do still kind of wish that we got to see Hawkeye in this movie, and he probably would have been the Avenger I picked to feature alongside Steve in this, since we haven't really gotten to know him at all so far. But I'm glad that we got this opportunity to see Natasha developed a little bit more and see how her relationship with Steve has evolved since the Avengers. In the comics, the Avengers are pretty much the closest thing Steve has to a family after he wakes up in the modern world. I hope that Steve's bond with Natasha carries over into Avengers Age of Ultron so we can see the group become more cohesive and see more defined relationships within the group. Anthony Mackie turned out to be a great choice for the role of the Falcon. I think he brings some nice humor to the role while he's serious and dignified enough when necessary. Overall, I thought he was a very likable character, so I'm excited to see more of him in the next movie and hopefully some sequels after that. I thought his chemistry with Chris Evans worked very well in this movie, and part of the credit does go to the writing team for depicting these characters as people who have a lot in common, so they bond because of that, but those two really did work well together on screen. Overall, I like the pair of Captain America and the Falcon more than I've ever liked Iron Man and War Machine in the movies. Like Black Widow, Nick Fury is fleshed out a little bit more in this movie. He was written pretty well for the extent of his role in the Avengers, but Winter Soldier goes a little bit deeper to give us an understanding of how he thinks. One of the highlights to me was his story about his grandfather, who was this good man living in a dangerous neighborhood. That story was kind of a simple, relatable way to give us an understanding of how Nick Fury sees the world and how he responds to that. I think focusing on Nick Fury's cynical preparedness made for an interesting conflict between him and the more idealistic Steve Rogers. Showing this conflict between two heroes like Nick Fury and Steve Rogers made for the movie being more interesting overall because it presents more than just this very simple, clear-cut version of how to be the good guy. This movie does a pretty decent job of showing the story of Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier. I think it was very cool how they established Steve Rogers as a soldier who questions his organization and the morals of the people running it, because that made for an interesting contrast between him and the Winter Soldier, who was this brainwashed, completely programmable, obedient weapon of a soldier. So it kind of gets into this idea of what is the perfect soldier. Is Steve the perfect soldier? Is the Winter Soldier the perfect soldier? I enjoyed the flashback of Steve and Bucky after Steve's mom has died because it gives us a better understanding of their history and how close they are. The scene depicting the process of the Winter Soldier's mind wipe kind of helps to establish Bucky as a victim in this situation, and it's interesting to contrast that with the first Avenger where you see Steve, he's kind of suffering in the super soldier procedure, but it's voluntary. So there's some very cool parallels between Steve and Bucky and what happens between them in these movies. The one thing that I wish this movie did more of in regard to this story was showing the emotional toll that this revelation had on Steve. I think in the Winter Soldier comic book, we can clearly see how Steve wrestles with this knowledge, because on the one hand he finds out that his friend is alive, but on the other hand he finds out that this horrible thing has been done to him, and that Bucky has been made to do these horrible things. So he's angry, he's saddened, he's confused about this whole thing, he doesn't know if he can save his friend or not, so it's a very interesting internal conflict going on with Steve in the comic book. And we get some of that in here, but I don't think it was done to the extent that it could have been. I thought that the goals and the strategies of Hydra in this movie were a little bit more complex and interesting than the average blockbuster enemy force. They're not just motivated by greed and a desire for power. By the rationality that we get from Alexander Pierce, they're actually working towards what they see as a better world. As for Alexander Pierce, I thought he was written pretty well for this movie. He wasn't an amazing or memorable villain, but I thought he served his purpose. Fans have been pretty sure for a while that Pierce was going to turn out to be the villain of the movie, and I was kind of hoping against this because at this point, that kind of plot twist has been done so many times that it's not really that interesting or surprising anymore. However, I think that it was helped by the fact that they put him into conflict with Steve Rogers kind of early on, so when it's revealed that he's bad, it's not supposed to be like some kind of shocking twist there. The thing that is shocking, or shocking to me and pretty surprising, was that Hydra had infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. and had been a part of it for so long. So that to me helped to make the twist better, and the Pierce twist wasn't really played as, oh my gosh, he's a bad guy. It's, what, Hydra's back. I thought Steve's visit to Peggy Carter was the most emotional scene in the movie. Building off the foundation of the first movie, it was very striking to see a very similar looking Steve Rogers and an almost unrecognizable Peggy Carter. These two, to me, are the most interesting pairing that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done so far, and there's so much emotion to their story. It's kind of sad to see this woman who just never stopped missing this guy that she thought died. And Steve Rogers, he missed his chance at a life with her. So, it's got the happiness of seeing them reunited, and it's great that they do get to connect again, but there is this definite sadness between the two. So I thought that it was acted very well and written very well, and I was very satisfied with the scene. I was very satisfied with the quality of the action in this movie. I thought the fight choreography was great. I thought the chase scenes were very well done. Just overall, very good. I am very happy that Captain America's fighting is finally very fun to watch. I think that's been missing from his on-screen appearances so far. Avengers did a better job than the first movie, and this has taken it up another notch, where Captain America is finally a great action hero to watch. And I've wanted this franchise to be able to compete with movies like the Mission Impossible series and the Bourne series in a way. And I think as an action series, I think it's really starting to get some momentum, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here, if the perception of it really starts to improve from here. I do think that it is most at home and it's more grounded action sequences, like the street fight between Captain America and the Winter Soldier. The action sequence with the helicarriers and the Falcon flying around, that was very good, but I think that kind of more CGI heavy, more fantastical action sequence is more at home in an Avengers movie, a Thor movie, an Iron Man movie. Captain America as a more grounded hero, I think, is best when it sticks to the more grounded stuff. When I first read the Winter Soldier comic book several years ago, I instantly became a fan of the way Ed Brubaker writes the character of Captain America. That story showed me that Steve Rogers does work as a lead character on his own, and that his stories can be just as interesting, if not more interesting, than the stories of him with the other Avengers. And I hope that the Winter Soldier movie will have this effect on moviegoers and show that this is a movie franchise that stands on its own. I think the Russos and the screenwriting team have found the right tone for this movie that's serious and grounded enough and gets intense when it needs to, but balances that out with some good, witty comic relief that's appropriately timed and never takes away from the drama. So overall, I am very happy with Captain America the Winter Soldier. Thank you very much for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, please check out the more extensive written version. I've got a link in the description. And please like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next time.